What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to show you guys how to turn your gameplay into first person mode. If you guys want to learn how to do this, just stick around to the end of the video so you guys can find out how to make your gameplay in first person as well. This game mode, or this first person mode, is pretty fun with the scoped in ARs. You can go through the different ARs that you want to use, but let's get right into the video. All right, first I want to give a shout out to Granto for making this video, and I just wanted to do an intake or input on this in my perspective of the video. But if you guys want to go check out his video on this, his name is Granto, and shout out to him for making the video first. But let's get right into the video. And the first thing that you are going to need is um, you're going to need the camera orbit. So once you get the camera orbit, you're going to go into the camera orbit. And this is what you're going to see when you click in it. And you want to change the name to camera standard. So change the name to camera standard so you guys don't get confused on anything that you need to put for the functions or events. But first, you want to do the priority at 1 and have the add to player on start. You want that to be on. Remove on eliminations. You want that off. Enable during phase. You always want that to be set to always. And field of view. You want to have that at 110. And it don't matter what preview device color. You can just leave it as it is. For that, um, if you go to all options, you'll see the hide player character. You want to have that off because you don't want to see your character in a first person mode. Distance, you want that 0. Offset X, you want to have that at 29. And that moves the camera, offsetting the view target. A position value shifts the view target forward relative to the device, while negative value shifts it back. So put that at 29. Offset Y, keep that at 0. And you want to have the offset Z at 71. So you can have the camera shift the view target down, releasing the device while a negative value shifts it up. So that just makes your point of view go up and down so it's not pointing at the ground. And offset when crouched, you want that on. So it's the same camera's positioning for both angles for crouching and uncrouching. Horizontal speed, you want that at 1000 for max and vertical speed at 1000 as well. Transition to priority, you want to set that to 1. Transition in time, put that at 0.02 if it's not already there. Transition in type, put that as ease and out. It should already be, some of these settings should already be there, but just in case, I'm going to go over them for you guys. Transition out priority, set that to 1. Transition out time, put that at zero point 0.1. Transition out type, keep that at ease and out. For the next one, you want to have that the clamp horizontal rotation off. And clamp vertical rotation, you want to keep that on. Clamp the maximum range and decrease the camera can move vertically. Yeah, just rotate your camera so it doesn't stick in one position, and you'll have better flow of your weapons in first person mode. Um, Clamp the vertical rotation minimum, put that at -50, and then the clamp vertical rotation max, you want to have that at positive 30. Boom collision, you want that to set or keep that on. Collision type, you want it at predictive or predictive. Collision in time, set that to 0. Collision out time, set that to 0. Collision size, put it at 3.0. I think it's at 5.0. Before you guys switch this, it's the radius measured along the boom, used to determine object penetration. So yeah, just keep that at 3, and you will be good. Dead zone off, affects team, any all these you can just leave as it is, and that's that for that one for now. And next, you want to get the um, this device right here, and it should be all the way down at the bottom. It's the input trigger. You want to get the input trigger next, and with the input trigger, these are the settings that you are going to need. You want to have the input. You want that always at standard action. Standard input. You want that on target, so it always stays on target. Consume input off. Show on HUD. Keep that off because you don't want it showing on HUD because you don't want it to take up space on your screen. Enable at game start. You want that on. Selected team. Put that at any, so anybody can use this function. Select elected class. Keep that at any. Invert team selection. Keep that off. Invert class selection. Keep that off. And registered player behavior. You want add registered. So just leave that as it is. Oh, and this one right here for the input trigger, you want to change the name to scoped camera input trigger. Scoped camera input trigger. Change the name to that so you don't lose it in your functions when you're going to need it. All right, so after this step right here, you want to get one of these devices, and these devices are, or this device is the conditional button. You want to get the conditional button, and with the conditional button, you want to have these settings for your next part of the first person perspective. And this is this is a step that is going to make the gun work and have it be in first person. And what you want to do before anything is change the name of this functional button. You want to have it as check scoped weapon. Check scoped weapon, you want to have it as. And for the first option, you want to have it as for the activating team. You want any allowed class, any can be used by all because you want everybody to use the weapon. Allow interaction, you want that off. Reset delay, you want that at instant. Color type, it don't matter, but it might matter, but in this case it doesn't. So you want to have that at direct color. Direct color just gives you the color of the button, but I got it at white for now because I'm going to show you guys how to use this setup. You can change it for gold if you want gold weapons, anything like that. But let's move on to the next one. You want to use color for hologram, put that off. Interact text, you don't need any of that. Display main color, you don't need that. Use um, alternate display icon, put that off. Toggle icon on use, have that off. Disable after use, you want that off. Remain unlocked after activation, have that off. Show key item, only key. Number of key slots, 1. Key item required. Use stack size. Consume key items. You want to have this off because if you don't have it off, what's going to happen is if you try and use one of your weapons that are in the inventory, all of them will disappear and you won't be able to get them back. So remember to keep that off. All key items required at once. Yes. Require holding item on, and all key item required at once on. Enable on game start on. Visible during game. You don't really need this on during the game. If you do, then you can just put yes. I'm going to leave it at yes for now. Show key card direction, no, or keep that on. Activated by sequencers on. Add consumed item to score. You want to set that off. Score on key item one consumed. Put that at 0, and that's it for that. So if you go over to functions and go down to activate, you want to set the scoped camera input trigger and put that at activate, and then put it on input pressed. And then if you go over to events on activated, it should say camera standard remove from player. So once that is done, you want to go back to camera standard, go and see if all to player, go see all to player function and put scoped camera input trigger on input released for the function, and remove from player. Check scoped weapon and put that on activated. They all should be activated at one time. And I did forget to tell you guys, once before you guys put a weapon in here, make sure you guys are, or make sure you are copying this first one so you don't have to repeat all these other steps just to make it to where everyone is the same as the first one. So after all these settings, make sure you are copying it to place them all the same. And next, we are going to move on to the item granter. So get an item granter and place it down. And the functions that you want to put is enable on game start. Yes. Received. Receiving players all on grant action. Keep all because you want all the weapons. Grant all items. Yes. Grant condition. Always. Grant on cycle. Yes. Equip granted items. Yes. Item to grant 1. Remove item on a grant. Put that as yes. Initial weapon ammo. Don't override. Spare weapon ammo. I have it at 99 just to have some ammo and show you guys how to get this function and feature to work properly. You can have it at whatever ammo that you want. But let's move on to cycle behavior. You want that at stop. Grant while offline. Put that as no. Drop items at player location if inventory is full. That's what I have it as. You guys can switch it up as always or never. It's whether or not to drop the item at the player location rather than placing it in the inventory. Ownership dropped items all. Grant on timer. Put that as off. Play audio. No, and grant on game start. You want to have that as a yes or on. So if you go over to the function or feature, there's nothing that you need for this one. And it looks like that should all be um, set right there. But if you get a creature spawner and you place down a creature spawner, place down a creature spawner right here. And if you go over to these functions, you can um, put these as your guys' functions and then change them later. But if you guys just want to test it out for now, these are the feature functions. Spawner type, I got mine as cube spawner. Creature type fiend. Fiend, you can do anything that you want to choose from. Cube random, all random. I'm just gonna leave it as fiend. Number of creatures 4. Um, limit spawned creatures no. Wave timer, have it at 3. 3 is a good. 3 seconds is pretty good for a big brute boss. I got that at like maybe 8 seconds for each one to activate. Activation range 7. Despawn range, put that at 9.0 tiles. Despawn type, put that at distance to enemy. And the visible spawner next, you want to have that off. Spawner visibility, you want to have that on. Damage spawner after spawn, you want to have that on. Spawn effects visibility, you want to have that on. Damage structures at spawn location, you want to have that off because you don't want the zombies to damage your structures at the spawn location. Max spawn distance, put that at 2.0 and spawn through walls. You can have that sometimes, or maybe all the time if you guys want the zombies to go through windows or barricades. Um, that could be a good feature right there, but I'm gonna have mine off for now. Preferred spawn location at max distance, enable at game start. Yes, so set that to on. Enable ambient noise or sound, set that on. Restore player shield on elimination, set that to off because you don't want to restore your shield's max shield on a zombie elimination, so keep that off. You don't have to mess around with the functions or feature events in those zombie spawners. And this one over here, I just have it as a brute spawner, so it's going to spawn one brute every 8 seconds. It's not that bad, but uh, if you guys did this right, take down all these steps, you will be able to get your game in first person mode. So let's give it a try. See my character. Um, that might be able to get fixed in one of those settings if you change to like the 30 or the 51 percent range. So as you can see, get off me, boy. As you can see, it is working for first person. I'm gonna get a little closer so I can get some people or some zombies to spawn in, and they're all gonna come after me. This big boy is gonna spawn in every 8 seconds. Just gonna test out all these weapons, see if they work. You got a sniper, submachine guns, AKs, ARs. Yeah, you can use almost any scoped weapon, but I would test out the scoped weapons and see which ones are best to use in your first-person zombie game. But if you guys learned anything from this video, make sure you guys are dropping a like and subscribing so you guys don't miss out on more of these Fortnite tutorials in creative. But with that said, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next Fortnite creative video blasting these zombies. Thanks for watching.